My wife, 32 female, broke me, 34 male.
Can it be saved?
Me and my wife have been together since high school. We had a very amazing relationship for years. We agreed on almost everything. I helped her through college. She helped me through the military. We settled down, bought a house but no kids. I have been a major contributor to income and household work. Most of our minor fights were over her not helping around the house. About 5 years ago is when it started. She began to regularly reject me in the bedroom. Sex occurred only once a month at most. And would not be odd to only have sex once every 3 months. Finally, after years of constant rejection, I quit asking. We went 6 months without sex before she questioned it.
By year 4 I found that the thought of sex with her was unappealing.
Over the 5 years we have been through 2 counselors, multiple doctors, specialists and holistic doctors. I have packed my bag twice but always stayed. I have given up friend who told me to leave her in hopes of saving this. She told me the other month that she thought that I would eventually quit asking and didn't realize I need it. Now she bombards me with requests for sex and I don't see her that way anymore. She is a roommate who is bad at cleaning up. I feel like her request is not sincere and if I stay I will be back in the same boat shortly after.
Am I being manipulated? Is this relationship salvageable? It sounds like she is doing something called hysterical bonding. She realized you've pulled away and is going to have all the sex you need until she is confident you are fully back into her.
And then it will all stop again.
A year ago, I left a 15-year relationship where I had no sexual desire for my partner anymore.
We completely grew apart and the relationship was not good for either of us. I have not for 1 minute questioned leaving. It was 100% the right decision for me. I'm 35. I know it's scary being alone and starting over. I felt like I wasted 15 years, and I still feel that way sometimes. You'll be happier in the end if you leave. She thought I'd eventually quit asking and didn't realize I need it.
A hard truth and a lie.
She did hope you would stop asking.
But she also knew you needed it, she just didn't care.
At this point, you're still young. Find someone who loves you the way you need to be loved.
This woman is love-bombing you now, but you know, deep down you know, this change isn't permanent. This isn't her. Move on, or let her continue to melon scoop your soul with fake promises of love you deserve.
You deserve love, you know she won't give it. Move on. I've rated S 100 times on here. Someone goes to leave and the partner convinced them to stay but the problems return in 2 weeks. Person gets worn down again over 3-6 months or whatever, goes to leave, gets convinced to stay, over and over until they either give up and turn into an empty husk or leave. Your marriage was over 5 years ago. IDK about manipulated, but at the very least it sounds like the two of you are not compatible. If therapy has not worked and there are no kids, why stay in a relationship where you are this unhappy?
My 31M fiancé hates my 26F body. What am I supposed to do?
My 31M fiancé does not like my 26F body anymore.
What am I supposed to do? I was browsing Facebook while we were chilling together with my fiancé and I saw an image that showed how a man was attracted to both his woman when she used to wear sexy lingerie and was his girlfriend, and then her as his wife when she was wearing a PJ and had a bit of more weight on her.
I showed him this pic and lauded but then said that I think it's not like that with us anymore. And he agreed. We've been together for 7 years. I am now sitting in toilet crying. I used to be underweight when we met. I didn't have any ed then, I ate whatever and whenever I wanted. I was over 18 then. After a few years of dating I gained a bit of weight. I was disgusted by my body and became bulimic. It lasted for over 2 years and it destroyed my teeth. This year I went to a closed mental health facility for all my other mental issues. I was able to fight my ed and when I got released I was not struggling with it that much and stopped vomiting. But unfortunately I gained more weight. My fiancé pointed out a few times that my belly is bigger and he is not okay with that. He did it in a polite way but it still hurt me a lot, because I've tried dieting and exercise for almost a year with no effects. Our sex life is non-existent right now. Except for the times when he is drunk or high. Sometimes we don't make love for a whole month. I've been on birth control for over 2 years and I know it affected my weight gain. I feel miserable and useless. I even went back to starving myself. It's not that I am overweight, my BMI says I am on a healthy weight right now. But I hate my body and I know my fiancé does not like it. I don't know what to do anymore. I feel like he would be happier with someone else. I have recurring nightmares of him leaving me for someone else.
Yes, I am in therapy, but I have so many other mental issues, there is always no time left for talking about it.
Honestly, I don't know why I'm writing this. I guess I am just looking for some help or IDK what. I feel like I am worthless. The only thing that is crystal clear is there is no point dating or marrying him. You have body mental health issues and he equally has negative body issues for expectations. This should have been over long ago, but low self-esteem leads to bad choices. It's not too late at all, but you have to end this. No point crying in a toilet for a guy that can't be happy with you for years to come. He's a poor choice.
Let him go.
There are lots of better guys, but you do have to do the work of dating others and also be selective.
This post just made me sad at how some women will accept so little from men. And from your answers so far, you keep making excuses cause he's so nice to you. Is he though? Is he?
Lasai. You know this situation isn't healthy. Any relationship where somebody feels they have a right to comment on your body isn't healthy, and marrying this man will only make it worse. I'm glad to hear that you're in therapy. Call your therapist's office as soon as they open today and ask for an emergency appointment. Then tell them exactly what's going on, from the comments to the lack of sex life to you crying in the bathroom and feeling worthless. My wife has been slim all her life. I guess she hasn't exactly had an eating disorder, but she had a pretty bad case of depression before me and at the start of our relationship, which led to her eating much less, losing a lot of weight. Now 10 years later, married, she has popped out 2 beautiful children and she has put on more weight. I cannot explain it good enough how incredibly attractive she is now. She's always been. But now she's in the MILF category and honestly I'm getting fired up just thinking about her as I'm typing. In short, if he doesn't see beauty beyond the twisted societal body image standards, he ain't as good a man as he's led you to believe. Dump him. I promise you there are men out there that will love every inch of you, no matter your size or whatever issue you're dealing with. There are men who are understanding and loving and supportive. You just don't have one of those men. And that's okay. You just don't need to be with him. It's okay to be alone. You need to take time for you. At first it will be hard, but I promise you, you will prevail and then you can look for a partner who you don't have to put so much effort into pleasing. If he has to use drugs to have sex with you, that's a him problem. Please understand you are worth more and cut this negativity out of your life. It's killing you. How do I resolve issues between my 32 male wife, 28 female, and my parents, 50s? My wife and I have been married for 2 years, together for 5. I don't know how to describe this issue well, but my parents chose some time ago, when I was still a child, to quit their middle-class jobs and comfortable lifestyle and buy a boutique farm. It really wasn't as idyllic as it would sound. They spent basically all their life savings on getting the farm running. Our quality of life dropped dramatically. We started living in old dusty houses, and worse of all, my parents' perception of what's normal changed drastically. When I moved to college, I left all of that behind, got a good job in the city and met my now wife. Visiting them now, they sold the farm, currently both on entry-level jobs, is just sad and upsetting to me, but to her it's deeply uncomfortable, scary, and gross. Their house is dirty and full of spider webs. They compost in their yard in an open container which attracts animals and flying insects. My mom's behavior has also gotten worse. Her appearance is slovenly and her personal hygiene is poor. When she eats it gets all over her, and she has boundary issues. She tells us she's going to come to visit us at our house and stay a while, which drives my wife crazy. I just ignore it. For what it's worth, she's always had boundary issues, but the appearance, hygiene, and home cleanliness issues developed over the past 2 decades since they bought the farm. I actually remember getting punished for stealing her makeup kit when I was about 5 lol. Each visit is like pulling teeth to get my wife to come. We only visit twice a year, and my parents always tell me they're upset we don't visit enough. Each visit results in my wife being in a terrible mood the entire time and telling me that she hates being there, she never wants to come again, and she never wants to bring our future children there. In our last discussion, I told her that I understand how she is feeling,
but I don't know how to have the conversation with my parents that we can't see them because they're like this, or that they can't ever have their grandchildren over in their house. While I think they made a series of bad decisions driven by idealism, they've always tried to give us the best, and I don't want to cut them off.
I want to find a way forward where my parents, who already complain that we never see them, don't feel neglected and abandoned, and my wife feels at least okay about seeing them. For what it's worth, she says she doesn't have anything against them personally and speaks on the phone with my mom occasionally. I just don't know how.
Stop making excuses for everyone and start being transparent and honest.
Pick a side and stick to it. Tell your parents that they need to get their shit together, and if they do, you'll visit more often.
Then if your wife doesn't come with you, just go by yourself to maintain the relationship on your terms.
I don't make excuses for my wife anymore.
If she doesn't come with me, I just say, she's not here. If I don't want to go, I tell them directly why, even if the answer seems shallow or selfish. Let them deal with the truth of who I am instead of some facade of who I am hiding behind. Can you and your wife stay in a hotel or B&B instead of their house? Being in that much filth would make a lot of people uncomfortable.
Meet them in restaurants.
Why can't you visit on your own?
I have to be honest with you, there's no way I'd visit with you. Poor hygiene is a deal breaker.
You aren't going to be able to keep everyone happy here. Your wife has every right to not want to visit an environment that is dirty and people who do have poor hygiene and don't respect boundaries.
I'd visit without her, but I would also explain, gently, why she won't come. Honestly, the way you describe your parents, they kind of sound like homeless people that have forgotten how to care for themselves. I really think you need to have a blunt conversation about what you see going on with them. You've learned to ignore it, but is that really caring about your parents? Or just burying your head in the sand until they have to come live with you? Stop forcing your wife to join you. You can visit their messy home on your own. What do I, 33 female, say to my suddenly conspiracy theorist boyfriend, 40 male? My boyfriend used to never be into social media. Now he has an Instagram because all of his friends say that they're all so busy. That's how they can keep up with one another's lives. Well, you know, Instagram has this way of showing you more of what you watch that you show interest in.
This man has started to become paranoid.
He has been telling me that we need to eat organic and that he doesn't want me eating from certain stores that sell appeal. I told him that I can't afford to buy organic. I explained to him that I would rather be able to eat and feed myself than to buy organic and starve because I can't afford the food. He has been on this whole health kick and has lost a ton of weight, but at what cost? Your sanity? He has started telling me that we shouldn't use our phones and that he is going to buy me a house phone so that we don't have our phones watching us all the time. Then he said I should start buying this $83 water that comes in glass because the forever plastics in plastic are bad for my sexual organs, and when we have kids that it can make it more difficult. I want to tell him to delete his Instagram if he's going to be like this. It's getting really tiresome and I don't know if I can deal with this much longer. He has even started wandering into the dark side of vaccines and is saying that we aren't vaccinating our kids.
Oh. Yes, the hell we are. Before I break up with this man, I want to have a talk with him. He's starting to sound manic. What can I do to respect him but also let him know that he's going overboard with it? This is not only a problem surrounding the topic of getting manipulated by social media. This is also a problem about him trying to assert control over you, your relationship, and future decisions. He heard about how bad plastics are for your body, so why you have to stop drinking the wrong one. He heard about how bad normal food is, so why you have to buy Organcy from now on.
He heard how bad phones are, so why you have to use a landline.
Tell him that you will not tolerate him dictating what you must and must not do, just so he feels better.
You will not set yourself on fire just to keep him feeling warm. The same goes for him making unilateral decisions about your potential future child. If he feels like it should be, my will be done, then he can GTFO.
Tell him that certain unnamed individuals have offered you life-changing sums of money to dump him because he's too close to uncovering the truth.
Say that you care about him, but it's too much money to say no. Although, if he stops digging and promises to stop investigating, they will leave you be. I would just say bye. Goodbye. I miss the man you used to be and I am uncomfortable with the man you're becoming. I hope you find someone who is more in line with your new worldview, and I wish you all the best.
You found out that your guy is very susceptible to groupthink, and will not do his own research before taking on an opinion as a fact.
He is the type of person who cares more about how they feel about the speaker than the content of their words. This isn't a problem that one, or even several, conversations can fix in my opinion. Source: my whole extended family is MAGA. I miss what family reunions were like pre-2019, but I have accepted they are only memories and will not happen again, so I've started investing more in my found family. Sounds like he's found a whack job echo chamber and dove into it. Now he's trying to drag you in with him. Some people can't be reasoned with when they start this plan. I hate ultimatums, but one might be needed here.
But be cautious, people who fall into conspiracies can be very dangerous when they feel challenged or cornered. Has he always been this gullible and easily convinced?